I've never had it do that before. Ooh, yeah, no more delay. Looks good. I don't know what the deal is. We're good. Yay! Okay. Well, just in case we've had some technical issues, we apologize. This is Steven. Travis is coming on here.
Travis, it's me. I'm here.
Thank you for joining us. We're going to say the usual spiels. Thank you for JCD and Hobby for providing us giveaway stuff, supporting the channel, and giving us a place to play and meet people in public. 2, Monument Paints and their texture-based paints. They're amazing. Get them. We love them. Links will be below in a little bit.
At some point.
At some point, hopefully tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Yes. I don't know. Then number 3, 3D6 Wargaming. Thank you so much for making our objective markers and all that. We love them. Links should be down and below by the time you see this, hopefully, maybe. And all these things, if you support Jay's, you support Monument, you support 3D6, it helps the channel. We love it. And we love you. Please help us. We'll help you back by creating great content.
Also, you can give us money directly, either by finding us in real person and giving us cash, because we'll take that, or by becoming a Patreon.
Exactly.
And becoming a Patreon definitely helps the channel the most directly. And on top of that, what do you get for becoming a Patreon? You get access to a couple of cool places within our Discord.
Yep.
You get a really cool name within our Discord that says, hey, look at me, I'm better than you because I give people money.
Yep.
And then also you get entered into our monthly giveaways twice. You get twice the chances for being able to be entered in. We have multiple levels. We got $1, $3, $5. And any of those levels help out the channel and enter you into the giveaways.
And you get 2 entries in the giveaways when you're a Patreon, which is amazing.
That's right.
And we've last couple of giveaways, Patreon participants have won.
That's true.
So it's amazing.
That's true. And honestly, so you for the giveaways, which we're doing tonight, we're doing giveaways. We're giving away our Azrak the Annihilator, and the Primaris Company Champion. Really badass, awesome. I really enjoy painting this. I'm working on this. So both of these are really cool. We're giving away both of these tonight. Where was I going with this? Oh, in order to be entered into the giveaway, if you haven't done this already, it's too late, but you can get in there for next month.
Yep.
You have to be subscribed to the channel. You have to be in our Discord. You have to have the subscriber role within our Discord, or be a Patreon and be in our Discord and have the Patreon role. That's what we do. I pull the names from the Discord server. So if you're not in the Discord server, what are you doing? Yep. Get in the Discord server, because it's a lot of fun and we really enjoy.
We have a very active and friendly community.
Indeed. So we're gonna give away these tonight at some point tonight, and I'm super duper excited to announce what we're giving away next month.
Oh yes.
Because we have a really awesome giveaway for next month. I don't know if I want to show you what the giveaway is for. I think we'll wait. We'll do these for a giveaway, and then when we're done giving these away, I'll show you what we've got being given away for next month. It's a big giveaway. JC and Hobby came through amazingly for us.
They really did.
In sponsoring our next giveaway. And so it's really good, guys. It's really good. You're gonna want to be in it to win it.
For sure.
For that giveaway.
But yeah, we've got several big giveaways kind of rolling through this next couple months, because I mean, we're only 8 away from 400. We're 200 away from doing our big Tabletop Titans giveaway. Where, you know, we got announcing a little bit, which is a pretty big giveaway.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, and then we've got more coming. So it's there's more to come. So get in there. Doesn't cost you anything. Helps the channel. We get to give back to you.
There's one thing that's great. Never mind. That's a terrible joke. I'm not gonna get the joke. It was a bad one. My head. No, all right.
He changed his mind, people.
We're not monetized on YouTube yet, but I don't want to be demonetized.
Let's not build bad habits, right?
Yeah.
No bad habits.
So what are you working on tonight?
Well, I'm gonna continue working on my little scout bike sniper boys. I've got the bikes built. I built those yesterday, and today I'm building the guys who ride them. And putting them on the bikes. I've got 9 bikes. I mean, I have 12 of them total, but I only built 9. I haven't decided if I want to, because I like them in small 3-man squads, if you will.
Yeah.
But if I ever decide I want more, I've got another box of bikes that I can add to them, or I can run them in.
Who knows what 10th edition will bring, right?
Yeah. Better to have something than nothing. Kind of my goal for 10th edition is I'm trying to fill the holes in my armies, right? So that whatever 10th edition brings, I'm able to kind of roll with it, be flexible, and maybe quickly be in the mix, if you will.
There's one thing that Steven's good at. It's filling holes.
Yeah, that's my wife. No, I said it out loud.
I got that joke through. The other joke was along a similar line. And that one's fine. It's okay.
As long as if my wife's watching the show, I'm sorry. It came out.
I am working on some super amazing models that I unfortunately did not paint. They look awesome though.
Yes.
So these are our good friend Matt Anderson, who is a friend of the channel, and he's in the Discord. He might be in this chat.
He's
tonight.
even a Patreon.
I don't even know. He's even a Patreon. These are his models. This is a Great Unclean. I've got a bunch of Nurgle demons. I'm trying to get this here. Yep. These are super well painted. They aren't based. There's no basing on them. And Matt, unfortunately, had to be fixed. He had to leave the state for a little while.
I know how that is.
He was going to come with us to Kansas City on our team trip.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he had to leave. So he's like, I got to go. I'm sorry, I can't do it. So we replaced him with somebody else. However, I was like, Matt, I'm like super jazzed for the list that you were going to bring. Can I borrow take them at your list at Kansas City? I think it's just a super fun, awesome, terrifying list.
Sure.
And he was gracious enough. He was like, yeah, you can. They're not based though. So that's what I'm gonna be working on, getting these guys based and ready to play at a tournament. And Matt was kitted out to base things. We have the Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl texture paints.
Yep.
He's got 2 of these. He's got a bunch of fluorescent green paints, as well as some rust deposits and stuff that you can put down for like toxic pools.
Woo!
He's got a bucket of sand, which everyone who does basing needs a bucket of sand. That's what you need. He's got a bunch of like small cork bits that are already broken apart to look like rock.
Yep.
As well as a bunch of dry pigments. I have found the way.
You found the way.
I was not sure how good dry pigments were. I have been using them to base my world eaters as I've been building and painting them. Oh my gosh, it take your basing to another level. It makes your bases look like you worked way harder and longer on them.
Hey, it's Flock.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean. Sorry, I'm just dragged. Oh, it's Golda, of course. Yoda Tech. Woo! Yeah, there's a lot to talk about tonight. So there's a lot to talk about. So while we're trying and attempting to hobby, I'm going to be talking about Warhammer Fest, of course.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the matches I had, and how they went. We're going to talk about a few things that are upcoming for the stream, some minor to major adjustments, just as we heard about Mike Anderson having a family emergency and have to basically run off. I'm having a family emergency as well. This may be the last time you see me on stream for potentially 3 months. Outside of me making small content when I'm back in Reno, Nevada, while I'm helping my family. That's worst case scenario is 3 months. Best case scenario, I'm back in a week and a half maybe. So we'll see. But we're gonna do everything we can to keep the stream going. So my wife's gonna be producing all the battle reports. We're gonna have Kyle, Jacob, Travis, Calvin, Isaac, and anyone else we can come as special guests to fill in. I won't be here to be the full-time guy that I normally am. And we'll try to keep bringing you the content we can. I can't promise that we'll have the hobby stream every week. We might try doing it remotely, where then you'll probably see me because I can do it remotely from where I'm at. I'll bring my laptop. We'll try to do things like that. But family kind of comes first, so we'll work. You got that scared me. That's all turned off. So either way, those are kind of those things there. Just so you know, it's. I don't know. I guess you can't always have the sweet without the sour, and sadly, I guess going to England came with some bad things.
So I mean, yeah. So So we have some unfortunate news as far as what's happening in your life, and obviously you're a major part of the stream. So what happens to you affects the stream as well. But the good thing is, the stream we're gonna continue on with the stream. We're gonna keep going. We can't guarantee that's going to impact our stream schedule.
Yeah.
Because it definitely might.
Yeah.
However, in lieu of if we can't stream on a Friday or something like that, we're still really pushing our connection with JCD and Hobby.
Yep.
you know, if we're not streaming, we're gonna try to be out at Jay's playing games. So like, if you guys here in the local community want to come out and hang out and play games and hobby and do stuff,
Yep.
You're always welcome at JCD Hobby. And Friday nights, 40K nights. It doesn't have to be 40K. You can come out. You can play Age of Sigmar. You can play Blood Bowl. You can play whatever you want. We're happy to have you and happy to have you be a part of this hobby.
For sure.
So we're definitely going to be kind of shifting around there and still doing stuff, still being very active. We just might not be fully streaming in here. So yeah, we really appreciate you guys as a community and really appreciate your support and for helping us out. And we want to let you know and just reassure you all, we're not going anywhere. It's all still sticking around. We just might not see even as active for the.
Sadly, like my role is more of the full-time member because it's you know
in your house.
It's in my house, and I'm also got the most free time of the group, so I tend to be the guy who can rely on to be here always. So we'll do what we can, but like I said, I'm going to be doing small, short form content on YouTube. Like I'm planning on doing a review on my A case. I've gotten plenty of travel with it on planes and trains and automobiles, if you will. I think that I can now give a very honest review on that. And so I plan on doing that. I've been starting to talk to A case actually potentially about maybe adding something special. We'll see if it happens. But I just started open dialogue with A case, so maybe there'll be more coming.
That'd be nice.
But the review is not sponsored by A case. I bought it myself. Yeah. And so this is more of just something for you guys, because I always get questions about A case. And so why not, now that I have a lot of experience with it, bring that to you as well. So that's kind of the plan. And then, of course, I'm bringing my 40K. I'm going to bring my Harlequins, and I'm going to probably pack up my Orcs. And that way I have 2 armies with me, and I'm going to be, doing some games and doing Instagram stuff from there. So there'll be content still coming, just not what you're in the same format. That's okay. Yeah. But now let's go and let's talk about Warhammer Fest. Because
you were there.
I was there, and it was... I mean, I know that there's a lot of people posting that there's bad things about it. And of course, I may have missed some of those bad things for a lot of reasons. I was in the middle of a tournament. But from what my experience, very positive. There were 2 and 3 hour lines, in part because there was a lot of people wanting to see 10th edition. There was a lot of people want to check out a lot of new things. I see that that pad swag thing. Yeah. There was this card game they were showing off there, the Warp Forge for the computer, which a lot of people were lined up for. There was a Rogue Trader game they were demoing out there. A lot of people lined up. It was like a 40+ minute wait. But honestly, the only people to blame for the wait time was the people all showing up to try to do it.
It's not our fault. Y'all showed up.
Exactly. But, there were so many cool things. I mean, there was cosplayers everywhere. There was giant mech battles. I mean, people, brought out, instead of playing tabletop, whatever you call it, I can't ever say it right. Titanicus. They were doing, they were playing with toddler-sized models on the floor, which was amazing. Yeah. $2,000 models, each one of them $2,000. Fully painted, gorgeous beyond belief, duking it out in the middle of everything else going on. That was really cool. I got to take a picture with my buddy here's favorite race in the whole world, if you will, Necrons. So that was amazing.
That's such a cool thing.
Yeah, that guy was huge. I mean, I feel short sometimes, but that was definitely a moment. And the funny thing is, when I was standing next to him, he accidentally bumped my head. He's like, "Oh, so sorry, man." I'm like, "No, wait a minute. Grab my head. Grab it. This is a great idea. Let's do that." So that was pretty hilarious. And once I managed to get a couple other pictures, but initially I wasn't sure, because I've been to other Comic-Cons. And those Comic-Cons, some of them, the cosplayers charged you for pictures. So I didn't want to be sound like a cheapo, be like, "No, I don't want to pay you,"
Right.
So, but once I realized they were free, I started grabbing a few here and there. That was pretty cool. I was lucky as heck with 10th edition, because when I got in line, it was 3-hour wait from here. 10 minutes later, they're like, "We need one more person." And I was like, "Me?" I literally was jumping, "Me?" And no one said no.
You know what? You know what helped you out there?
What?
One being you, but 2 being an American.
Oh, the American accent flying through the audience.
No, well, just Americans in general are much more outspoken.
Yeah.
And to ask a bunch of British people, be like, "Who wants to jump the line in front of everybody else?" They're all like, No, like don't ask me that. Don't ask me that question. I do, but I'm not gonna say anything. And you're like, "Yep, me. I'm up. Yep, yep." Immediate.
Yeah, and of course I didn't do it just say me. I was leaping in the air. I was like, so that was amazing. I actually got applauded running up, which I mean I'll take it. But so that was really cool. I mean my favorite part was you get to grab the models, right? I mean GW the GW painters do an amazing job. So to see these wonderfully painted models, I really annoyed the demo guy, the bearded guy with the one that you see him all the time in battle reports and stuff. He wasn't mean or anything, but I was just literally firing questions off at my
answer these questions. Answer. I want to know what 10th edition's like. Come on, answer my questions.
And I was firing mad quick and no mercy. So finally he finally like in the middle of me asking one more question, he's like, "This is the way out, sir." And I took no offense, right?
Yeah.
I snagged a selfie and out I went, right? But I had a really good time with that.
And I greatly appreciated the pictures that you took of certain dreadnought.
Oh, yeah. Well, first I was doing it through the glass, right?
Yeah.
And then I wasn't expecting to get this close. When I was able to hold it in my hand, right, and rotate it, I figured those would be good photos for you.
Speaking of which, if you want a 3D printer and you want a ballistic dreadnought,
we got one.
Take a look at John Ag on Colts 3D.
There might be one there.
There might be one there under my John Ag, John_AG.
Yep. And if you get here later, we'll try to add the link to that so you can check it out. But we did a little scouting.
If you want to print one out and be ahead of the curve on 10th edition.
You won't be able to play it at any GW stuff, but you'll be able to use it everywhere else.
I will.
Wow. It looks, let me put it this way. Because of my advanced scouting technique, it is of the highest quality.
I'm saying I'll be able to play it because I made it.
Well, true.
That's GW's rules. If you sculpt it and you make it and you actually made it in 3D.
But it looks really good.
Then you can have it. Then you can play with it.
And we agree. I mean, it looks really good. I also took amazing photos of other things, but he doesn't feel comfortable making organic. So the organic option is not there yet.
I'm more of a mechanical sculpturist than like. Don't ask me to make a hand. It'll come out like it's a hand. Yeah, I'm just.
No, I got you. But I guess outside of that, it was definitely less players than LVO, if you will, a lot less players. But we were greatly outnumbered by like 4-1 at minimum of all the people there with their 3-day passes and single-day passes. It was neat to meet people from Ireland and from Italy and France and so friendly. So overall, I thought it was great. I know that some people felt that something didn't feel right, and maybe to them that was the case. But from my experience, at least, as a tournament player and if I may call myself a content creator,
that's who you are,
an influencer, if you will.
No, you stop there.
Stop. Oh, okay. Makeup extraordinaire. I found it to be quite enjoyable. It's definitely an expensive trip. I mean, even with the Airbnb, we spent $900 but it was $100 a day. So I mean, to be honest, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
We could have saved money by not eating out, regularly. But let's be honest, I brought my wife, and as my wife often says, she deserves the finer things in life, and I'm not going to argue with her. So we spent another $1,000 on food in 9 days. But I can tell you one thing: I was satisfied after every meal. It was pretty dang amazing. The last meal we did a traditional English lunch. We had 3 tiers. We had scones. We had different kinds of sandwiches. We had different kinds of desserts, and then we had all the hot tea we could enjoy, and it was wonderful.
Yeah.
So we really enjoyed that. So the experience overall was truly amazing. From what I understand, normally it's in London. This time they decided to move to Manchester. London would be more expensive. And I think the next time I go, I'll go by myself. Not because I don't love my wife, but because when we went together, it became a nightmare in the sense of what happened here. Maybe having my wife here might prevent something. But outside of that, amazing. So I know Brandon Flock, probably still hanging out, wants to hear about my match. So now I'm going to be fully honest. I probably should have played my army more after it was nerfed the last time. That was a mistake. The other part I couldn't prevent. Anyone who's gone to tournaments with me knows that I don't sleep at tournaments very well or at all. In many cases, my anxiety just
at tournaments. When do you sleep? I don't think tournaments have anything to do with
Well,
whether or not
I sleep. Let's put it this way: I sleep even less when at tournaments. I'll put it that way, since he knows me very well. Insomnia is an issue I struggle with.
I know for a fact you have a hard time sleeping just in general. It doesn't
It's,
necessarily happen.
it does happen. But either way, day 2, I had no sleep. Jet lag was in full swing, and I played very poorly. Lost 2 games that I shouldn't have lost, and lost 1 game that I definitely deserved losing. That's just how it is. So, the long story short, 6 games, I went 2-4. So that it was a bit of a humble pie. But like I said, I could have done a few things to make it better, which was play more games. I didn't do that because I was honestly, I'll blame the stream.
Hey, we're busy.
We're busy. So it was my own fault ultimately. So that's fine. But we'll talk about the first game and we'll kind of work from there. My first game was an attack. And honestly, I got revenge because this army list that I ran into was dang near similar to the same list I ran into in Kansas a year ago. And it was the Beltan Tau. Which means when you shoot them, your strength of your weapons go down by 1, which makes it harder to kill things typically, especially when I'm strength 6.
Yeah, you're already lower strength on your weapons anyway.
Yeah, usually that can make it a pain right there. But I got lucky. He tried to play the Tau way, but I managed to, in the first game, the terrain was very favorable the way it was set up, and I managed to not get shot at until he went second, I went first. I didn't get shot at until his turn 3. So I was already staged up, and I had taken out all of his OPSEC at that point. I was dictating every part of the game, and he was literally just answering one after another, which he couldn't because my Solitaire and Troop Master had been in his deployment already for 3 turns, killing 400 points of his army each. So by turn 3, he was very thin. My Solitaire and Troop Master were definitely wrecking a lot of things, and it was amazing.
Yeah, right.
And so he finally killed them turn 3, but it was too late. Too much damage. When 800 points of your army got killed by only 2 small models, you're in a lot of trouble. And I had to give you an example. If I had 4 banners up out of the 5 objective markers that were on the table, it was real bad. So that game ended.
Too many banners.
Yeah, that game ended 100-50. And I was pretty proud of that game. And it was with my Harlequins, I've gotten very good at putting down Tau as a general rule. Proud of it. When I started at the beginning, I couldn't figure out how to beat them. Now it seems like I just know. Game 2 was my first time ever playing the Blood Angels. I knew them to a degree, right? I knew their shenanigans. I'd seen what they do in combat, and I had an ace up my sleeve. So Mike Porter, I've became quick friends with him through Facebook.
He's a very, very good Harlequin player out of England.
Yeah, he's literally one of the he's a top 3 Harlequin player. His win rate with them was 90%. Amazing.
We have an interview with him on.
Yep. If you want to see
it,
we have it here. We have it here.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, check it out on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, the lighting's not perfect, but he's an amazing person. From that interview, I developed a great relationship and friendship with him, and so he was, of course, there because he lives there. He teaches children there, because he's. But either way, he gave me some little pointers. He reminded me to be patient and let them come to me, that I'm faster than them, etc. Played the game in a very unusual manner for me, which was very patient. I baited him out by putting 2 banners up, left the middle objective alone, and then just kind of held, right? He kind of started coming out. We started trading, and then he decided finally to go all the way on the left side of the board. He just was like, okay, I'm crushing this side of the board. I'm taking that. He put one model in the middle to take that. The bonus was that if you take an objective you didn't have before in the middle, if you took the middle, you got 2 points. And if you killed something off the middle, you get a max of 3.
Yeah, okay.
So that was the objective. So he took it, he got 2, and then he crushed the left side of the board for the most part. I had boats and stuff that he couldn't get to, but he killed the troops that were holding it. And so I immediately, floored my gas pedal and shifted to the right side of the board immediately. And of course I was going second. I killed stuff off the middle, got my 3 points. We started trading, but now everything shifted, right? He was controlling the left, I was controlling the right, and we just kept trading. Turn 5 is what was key, right? He had Dante holding the middle. He had some guys that took my home objective, but they didn't have objective secure. still was controlling the left, and he still had his home village, his home spot at that point. So I took 10 minutes to decide what to do. We had plenty of time. We had 20 minutes till the game was over. And I just stopped, and I looked at the board, and I kind of just stared at it. And finally, I clicked, and I said, I know what to do. I had a couple boats still with troops in it, and all that stuff. So one boat, I rocketed troops over and stole my home point back from him because he didn't have objective secure, and I did. Mm-hmm. So I took that away from him. I put both boats on the center point and had my sniper get out in front of Dante. So if he heroic, he had to go in. And that way he couldn't kill a boat and then be contested. So I took that point from him. And then I, of course, had the other point. And then I had 2 boats in his deployment for 4 points from behind enemy lines. I managed to score 20 points in the final turn, which then ended the game 76-70, and being my game. Dante was alive on 1 health after everything I did to him. I was firing everything in and just trying to kill him just in case he might wreck my game, right? Mm. And plus, I was trying to score additional points. I wanted the 3, right, instead of just 2,
right?
Since I took it from him. Didn't manage that part, but that's okay. One thing I definitely can say about Blood Angels is Billy.
Yeah.
He was desperately trying. I did a reverse strategy that normally you do as a Harley player. Normally, you use your boats to block things to keep your troops alive, right? Kind of create a shield of protection. But the problem is, boats now are way more valuable than your troops, especially in the list I brought where I brought 10 troops. I had troops to spare. So I did the opposite. I fed him troops to keep him kind of tangled up while my boat shifted around doing the shooting.
Yeah.
And it worked out real well. And like I said, I won. So then game 3, I went against this wonderful Dutch guy named Chris, who brought Black Templars in the closest tanks I've ever seen to this was yours.
Yeah.
He brought a few more.
He did, and they're all Black Templars. They're all 5-up invuln.
Yeah. He took a special oath where everyone had 5-up invulnerable save and all this other shenanigans.
The impulsors, Black Templars get Melta guns, which no other impulsor under any other chapter get Melta guns, but Black Templars get it. And I'm like, oh yeah, where's my Melta gun impulsors? Come on.
Yep, he was hitting me. He had 3 guys with 40 shots each, plus all the other stuff. He was picking up 3 bolts a turn. Like, I hit all my stuff, but because he had vehicles, and he wasn't even scared of me, right? He didn't even go. He went turn 1 by luck, right?
Yeah.
But he put all of his vehicles out there in the line, nothing hiding. Mm. He's like, try to kill my stuff. I dare you. And then he just literally launched at me, and just by turn 3, I was done. He had killed most of the army by turn 3. Sadly. Hey, oh my goodness, Maximum Paper Hero Crash. Welcome. Holy cow, Bandit Pillow, good to see you.
Is that your bank password? Maximum Paper Hero Crash?
There you go, faces. But either way, so it was just a game I couldn't win. Like, yeah. It was just too many T8 bodies, supported by very easy melee, resilient melee. So it was just in a really tough place, and I couldn't do it. So that was day 1. I ended 2-1. I was pretty proud. And then we go into day 2. Day 2 was the day of sadness. The first game was played. I got picked to play on stream. I was really
crappy brush.
Yeah, there's a lot of them in there. None of my good brushes I left in there just in case. But yeah, that's one of the ones I use. And then there's also sorry guys, just a distraction. There's a tool in here too, the flat little tool if you need it. It's in here. There it is. This is my other favorite. So either way, so I got it selected on stream. That was amazing. It's up on their Twitch for Warhammer. You can watch it. We don't have any audio, sadly. I didn't know that, so I was hammering it up like I always do. The fun part.
I'm on stream. Like no one can hear you. I'm on stream.
Well, no one ever told me until I watched it, and I was like, oh, you bastards. But here's the fun fact. There was 2 tables where they're streaming. They were kind of moving back and forth, showing action on both. The other table had nobody watching, but because I was hammering it up so well, I had at least 60 people watching. Huge crowd. It was so I was at least know that I was entertaining and people enjoyed watching me. But I got the problem with the match was we both agreed that if I went turn 1 first. You know, if I go first,
you're going into World Eaters.
I was going to World Eaters. Let's go there. We're going to World Eaters, 21 8-bound, and then
he just went full on 8-bound.
He went as many 8-bounds as he could bring. He had was it 2 or 3? No, he had 3 squads of berserkers. They were 5-man squads. Well, one was a 10-man squad, I think, and 2 or 5-man squads, all in transports. He had Lord Avocado. He had a demon prince, and that was kind of his list. We both agreed at the beginning, whoever went first wins, because he can't catch me. And so if I go first, I spread out, and then he has to like decide where he's focusing, and I can just shift and move and kite him around. If he goes first, he can just plant himself in the middle of the board, and then wherever I go, he can get to me. Because Lord Avocado's giving everyone these extra reach, plus he's got the 2 transports that give him extra reach, and he can do all these things that where I can't hide in. So we rolled. Guess who got it?
He did it.
He did it. And then I was like, you know what? That's fine. Let's play. I've never played into World Eaters. I want to see what they can do. Let's just play the game anyways. And we played it. And
plus you're on stream, and that's boring. Just to be like, yeah, okay,
it's over. And it was fine. But I had fun. I tried some experiments, learned what his army can do. I learned one thing: when you think you're far enough away, go further back, because he was in my deployment, killing boats turn 1. That's how fast he was, and he made 9 and 10 inch charges successfully. I was like, 9 inches, I'm fine. Won't get me. He got me. Both of them. Both freaking 8-bounds were in. Took out my solitaire. Took out 2 boats. My solitaire took down 3 of 8-bound though. Before she went, I was like, might as well spend the 2 CP and take some 8-bound with her. So she did her job killing some 8-bound, which was helpful. And then of course I killed, like when it got to my turn, I killed all those 8-bound. And then of course, I'm also spreading out, trying to do my thing. But literally, when he went back to turn 2, because of the way he did things, he was into my army again. The next wave was in, and this time I did was not as resilient, and he was able to really hurt me bad. We played it all the way to turn 5, and he finished tabling me turn 5 because I was still able to make him chase me. But yeah, the fact that he took the center of the board and used it as a springboard to all the corners, I couldn't do it. I couldn't hide from him unless I didn't want to score anything. So it was a really tough game. World Eaters are amazing. The biggest thing, here's what made it near impossible for me to beat him. Fight on death. I would kill a unit, and he'd be like, that's fine. I spend the CP, and I fight on death, and I pick yours up too. So everything was a 1-for-1. I never got to hit and survive. It was always no. And then he was spending all of his blood token points, or whatever they're called, blood ties, to give himself +1 to hit, to give himself exploding 6s. He gave himself all these crazy things, so that every turn my army got weaker and he got strong. And it was just an unstoppable tie. But it was an amazing army, well painted, very nice guy. He's Greek who lives in Germany, and he was just a real great guy. And his name was Chris as well. I met a lot of Chris. So that was a tough game. I learned a lot. World Eaters are, man, they are a melee powerhouse, without question. I don't know if Tau could beat them because of the way they play. I just don't feel like Tau could do it. And Harlequins can only do it if they go turn 1.
It'd be very train dependent.
It would, yeah.
I think that's one of the big things is I think World Eaters on GW train specifically play pretty darn well, because you can kind of scale up inside those buildings and stay mostly safe from shooting, and then be able to shoot out. You're like, there's 16 inches in between these buildings. Easy. Yeah, we're done. Let's go.
No, I agree with you. Yeah. So I mean, it was good. Mad respect for both the army, and the thing is, even when I watched the stream afterward, right? One of the announcers, I suddenly can't think of his name. He's on my phone because I actually made friends with him. He's a great guy. But either way, he even said that he was amazed with how restrained the World Eater play. Most players I run into who play a melee or a very aggressive army, they're just in your face. He literally, here's the thing: if he would have just crushed into me, just right into my deployment zone, I would have been in his deployment zone, and we would have been, you know what I mean? I just would have shot across the board. But because he was patient and made it where I had no place to escape, he could win the game, right? Yeah. If he would have just charged at me in a different sword. So then that was amazing. So then game 4, I went into crap. up until the nerf, I beat Crouch World all day long, every time, never lost to him, and usually beat them very handily. So I decided to just stop. I got turn 1. He wasn't well deployed, and I'm like, I'm gonna just hit the gas pedal. We're gonna knock this out of the park now. Get my spirits back. Rise, right? So I crashed into his army hard, and I bounced right on. He literally, I put my solitaire into his shining spears, and they didn't all die. They lived, and then they killed her back. Then I went to a squad of striking scorpions and bounced off of them. Everything went wrong. I shot 24 plus striker cannon shots into his artillery, and only one died.
Yeah.
Nothing was going right. He was making all of his 6-up invulnerable saves, all of his armor saves. Everything was going wrong.
You can't feel too bad about that. I mean, that's
just a game.
Sometimes the game.
It's the game, right? So then,
somebody bought my Dreadnought.
Yay!
If you're here, thanks for buying my Dreadnought.
Well, awesome. And then next turn he hit me, but not too bad.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm still okay. And I hit him again, and it was I whipped. And then, give you an example. I put 4 boats into a 6-man squad of Banshees, and they were alive with 2 Banshees. It was unbelievable. Never seen anything like it. And his artillery was still alive, and all this, and I wasn't able to kill them.
So you were playing against Custodes?
It felt like
Custodes. That sounds like Custodes.
But so everything was going wrong, and then turn 3, he rolled hot, and I rolled bad, and it finally was officially his game. We played another turn, and it was over. So it was like, no. So that was Yoda Tech, he said. Thank you, Yoda Tech, for only supporting Travis. How dare you?
Appreciate it. And enjoy.
Enjoy for sure.
It's pre-supported. You should just be able to print it.
Yeah, amazing. Great job. But so that was tough. It was that one I almost cried. I literally was almost in tears because I couldn't believe how badly that went, and I felt like this day can't get any worse. So then my last game, I go into Custodes. They're the ones that ignore modifiers to hit and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, I'm confident. I played in a lot of Custodes. I know how they function.
Oh, he was playing emissaries?
Yeah, he was playing emissaries, and I felt confident. So we played the game. My sniper was MVP. All but one turn, I got 12 hits with the triple exploding sixes. Custodians were dying for the honor of the Emperor, and Harlequins were laughing and clapping all the way. It was amazing. I held back. I played a passive game. He came out. He's mostly slow. He had 2 Minotaur squads, 1 bike squad, and I just waited. I just kept sniping from the corners, kept playing shenanigans, and saying, "Come on out, come to me," because he's slow, right? And so finally, turn two, he decides, okay, I'm just gonna try to get to him. So he brings his bikes, he brings his Minotaur out, but he can't shoot anything because I'm hiding still. And then I jump his bikes and I jump his Minotaur and just take him off the board. Boom, gone. I was like, okay, now you're not as fast as me. I launch it into his deployment zone, start getting behind enemy lines, continue shooting things. And he's past the halfway point with his regular troops, and he's trying to turn around now. But I'm around the other side of the board, and I start scoring points finally and start pushing the points up. He had already been scoring, so now I'm playing catch up. We get into turn 4, and this is where I lost the game. I forgot to plant a mine. I had a troop squad in his deployment, and not just in his deployment, but on his home objective. I killed Tom, his Aloris Terminator, with my Death Jester, no less. He freaking dropped that freaking Shrieker cannon to his forehead. 12 hits. He failed 11 saves, and down he went and Tom died that day. And that was, so I was happy there. But then my 5-man troop, I forgot to lay a mine. That literally lost me the game by 1 point. Heartbreaking. But we didn't know that yet. So next turn, he's trying to get to me still. I'm deeper into deployment, doing all my stuff. Finally planted a mine, and game was over at that point. We tallied it up, and I lost my. And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, where could I have gotten that 1 point?
The mine that I forgot. And I literally kept telling myself, "Don't forget the mine."
Yeah.
And then I forgot the mine. So it was me again. I was exhausted at that point, emotionally, just not having a good time.
Yeah.
I was trying, but I tried to be positive. It was a young man. He was 17, 18, the most. I think, he was, dad was there sitting at the table, and I tried to be supportive. I was like, oh, don't do this. Make sure you do that. I was trying to help him. with little things that he was doing wrong.
And then he went ahead and won the game.
Then he won the game.
Big jerk.
I know, my bad. But I congratulate him, gave him a big handshake. You know, he wasn't a bad player. It's just
we can't call you a baby string.
No, I did the opposite. I showed him how to strangle me.
Yeah.
So that was my bad choice.
Some people learn that.
Yeah. Some people are. So I mean, so my tournament run did not go as well as planned. So like I said, the lessons I learned: always make sure you're getting in your weekly games. If your army changes drastically from nerfs, point changes, or whatnot, get your games in even more because you need to really know what your army is like now, which I didn't really do. And so I did set myself up for failure, but that's okay. This was a hard lesson to learn, and I'll be stronger later for it, I hope. I have to thank Kyle McCord because he reached out to me after he saw the results and he felt bad for me. And of course, we got a game plan for when I get back from what's going on with my family to try to get me back on track, to get my win rates back where they need to be and get my confidence back up. So we're kind of in that direction. It'll basically be we're working at 10 on 2. So we got that going on. So yeah. So what I'll say about English players is 2 things for sure, maybe 3, right? One thing, Dutch players. And Dutch. Well, just let's say European players, right? We'll just make it European. Is European players care about what their armies look like. I did not see a single ugly army playing on any of those tables. They were gorgeous. And one thing I learned too is the Europeans appreciate good-looking armies. I have never had so many compliments and questions about my techniques and things like that than I did there. I felt, even though I felt really crappy, if you will, about my performance at the tournament, I came out feeling very good about myself and as an airbrusher, if you will. People loved the effects that I did on my Harlequins. People were asking. So that made me feel really good. I actually got told the reason why I was invited on the live stream is because my Harlequins are so good looking. They wanted people to see them. So that felt amazing. So that's the other part, right? They give you compliments. That was great. The other part, the next part is what I would take away from there is same skill level. Every person I played, even the games I lost, there was not a single time that I played against somebody who just outplayed me, or was it, was a better player, or none of that stuff. I felt like I was playing just like I'm playing against Trav. I felt like I'm playing against Cal. I feel like I'm playing against Kyle. It was the same skill levels, so that was, and that was amazing. You know what I mean? It didn't. I was nervous. I was afraid after Mike Porter was like, "Oh, we have when people show turn here, we're serious." It was the same. I'm going to be honest. It was the same skill level. If you could pick up and go there, and you'll have good games. What I will say is much friendlier players. I didn't get any sourpusses, nothing like that. More interactive, punching when things go well. It was great. So definitely big fan of the European scene for very competitive, very good sportsmanship and everything. So yeah, I mean that's kind of, I know it's a lot to go over and talk about, but it was a good experience. My hope is that I can try to go over there every other year to Warhammer Fest whenever every time there's a new edition coming. I want to go because that would be amazing. The hard part is, do I want to go as a competitive player or do I want to go as a content?
Yeah.
Because if I go as a content creator, then I get to do everything. That was the part that was hard. Right? There's all these amazing happening around me, and I'm trying to play a tournament. And where other tournaments, LVO, Kansas City, RTTs that I've been to, you're just focused on the tournament.
Yeah.
Because that's all that's really happening. But no. I couldn't believe, even GW, cause we saw at Kansas, GW had some stuff. When I was at Warhammer Fest, the whole Forge World line was there. There was, and you know how they were saying that the Tau boarding patrol sold out? They had stacks of them there for Warhammer Fest for sale. All the things that were supposedly sold out were there. Now, the one thing I will tell you guys is, and I know there's a lot of people complaining that a lot of models haven't come back. The Chaos, Baby Knights are not available. There's the new bikes for Horse Carriers aren't available. Well, I was talking to one of the guys, and they said the reality is, because they're in full swing trying to get the new 10th edition box set ready, that's all they're really printing, is that. And so it may be not until after they launch 10th edition that we'll really see stock coming back in.
Yeah.
Because that's not their focus. Their focus is to have a success.
How many people are
exactly. And I can't blame
how many. It's going to be an in number.
Agree.
And so for them to be like, yeah, we need to make sure that like every I don't know. Like even that number just seems insane to me. Try to think like how many they need.
Oh yeah, and I mean the neat thing is like so you know, after Warhammer Fest I went down to Nottingham and I went to Warhammer World and they have their factory right there. Their factory's here, their offices are here, and then there's the store with everything else. So it's all right there.
You keep talking. I'm gonna set up the wheel.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get the wheel. We're gonna be doing the giveaway here soon. So there's coming that. But either way, let me keep talking your ears off. So that goes back to the thing. So it was amazing to go in there. Just you know, all the other GW stores, right? They only carry GW. They don't have Forge World. Of course, at the headquarters, there's Forge World on the wall. There's models on everywhere for basically $8, 7.5 pounds, 7 pounds, 50 pence. You get to go in and tour all the display stuff, which was unbelievable. Old, new models, all the dioramas was an unbelievable level. They have their own bar there. You're at a GW store and you're able to get burgers, beer, cider, whole 9 yards. So it was, and then they had these huge playroom, which you all have seen. It was amazing for sure. I had a great experience. Look at that bug go by. So yeah, no, it was way cool. So you guys got any questions for me or anything you want to know about my adventures that I could tell you about, or maybe that I missed? I could definitely tell you more. I go from there. I'm kind of curious what my phone's doing here while you guys are doing that. Sorry, I'm trying to. This phone's acting crazy too. Whee, there it is. Oh, we got 7 people in here. Woo. Yeah, let me know if you got any questions. I would love to answer them. Probably not gonna build models. We only got an hour left, and I'm not in the mood. I might just try to make sure I pack these up well enough so that when I come back from my trip, I haven't lost anything. I definitely plan on packing up my rest of my Craft World models. That way, I have some stuff to build when I'm down there. You know, my goal for 10th edition is to have the opportunity to play Craft World. So I'm not giving up on my Harlequins, but here's my logic. I love my elves a lot. They're fast. They're they do really good things. But the big problem I ran into them after now playing them for a year and a half is that they don't have the model range to give you the flexibility to change things up. Where Craft World has a very in me create a lot of different things. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then I can Craft World. Put Harlequins in. Okay, let's see what we got. Did you check out any of the Golden Demon models? Yes, I did. Actually, one of the people that I follow on Instagram actually got an award for them. There was so many amazing models, and because the Europeans love painting so much, that it was very hard to get close to a lot of the stuff and it was there. But what I will tell you is, it was mind blowing. The skill level of these painters, artists that submitted their models for the competition. So it was. Do you have any specific question besides that? But yes. Okay. Anyone else getting an echo? So sounds like we got it fixed. It might have been we had the desktop audio up. So I apologize. It looks like we might have just fixed it. Please forgive us. Being off for 2 weeks has kind of made us a little rusty, and we're trying to get the stream kind of back to where it needs. Sadly, OBS is not always good at remembering settings. But no worries. Is the echo better now? It's fixed. Perfect. Thank you, Mike, for letting us know. Thank you, Yoda Tech, as well. No.
All right.
Yeah, let's do the giveaway. Let's get that going. We're gonna give away 2 models now, and then we're gonna talk about what the new giveaway is. Let's go. Oh, he's getting everything out of the way.
Down the wheel.
The wheel. I gotta go over here. It's coming down here. There it is. The wheel of improbability.
A few more names.
With a few more names as our wonderful people keep joining the group. How dare you? Let us go with, you know what? Let's go with the Blade Champion first, because I feel like Azrak the Annihilator is probably somebody everyone wants. We'll go second with that one. Here we go. Blade Champion. Doot, 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 doot. There we go. Blade Champion. What do we got? Oh, it's missed. No. Now, we're going to re-roll this because Mr. Grubbs, who's a Patreon, said that he loves supporting the channel, but he would rather other people gain things than himself. So even though Mr. Grubbs got it, let's spin again because he would just give it back to us again and then we'd be doing it all over again. But good job, Mr. Grubbs, for doing it so many times. Oh, yeah, Sir Coach. Sir Coach is a patron. So that's amazing. He's a great guy. He's actually going down with us to Kansas City on the team event. Awesome. So he wins the Blade Champion. Congratulations. We will get in touch with you so that we can get used to you. Worst case scenario, we'll just give it to you at the end of the month at the tournament. So congratulations to a Patreon winning. See, Patreons, double entries. It pays off. Okay, Azrak the Annihilator going up for giveaway. Woo! Okay, here it goes. Spin it. Let's see. Ooh, who's this? I'm not familiar with Hawksier, but congratulations. You have a World Eater, a Terminator no less, limited edition. Voila! So we got those. We will be in touch with you. Feel free to either DM Travis. It'll be the best since I will be harder to work with than he will. But we will get those out to you. Expect a 20-day delay because Travis forgets things. But that is the giveaway. Congratulations to our Patreon member, Sir Coach, for winning one.
Yes.
And thank you to Mr. Sir Hawk, who is a non-Patreon, for winning one. Hawksir. So we got a non and a Patreon winning. Congratulations. That's right. Amazing. Let's talk about this month's giveaway.
You guys want to know what we're giving away this month?
Yes.
I'm so jazzed about this.
I am.
Oh my goodness.
I will start with, this is our first giveaway where JCD Hobby is the provider of the giveaway. So I want to say thank you to Mike, who is our handler, as I like to say.
Who's in chat.
Who's in chat.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Who has been an amazing friend, amazing supporter of the channel, Patreon member as well, and works at JCD Hobby and helped us get this wonderful giveaway for you guys.
Yep.
So please, if you see Jay, if you're Mike at Jay's and you see Mike, tell that man that hi, give him a butt grab, big hug. He'll love it.
And you should go into Jay's.
You definitely should go to Jay's.
Even before we were even in any way affiliated with Jay's, it's the best place in town to go and get Warhammer 40,000 models and anything Warhammer or painting or hobby or just things in general that you might like.
They're the place to be.
Fantastic place to go.
And
check them out.
Our logic behind it is sound. This is a job that employs local people. It's homegrown. The money that you spend there, most of it stays here in Iowa that I'm aware of.
I mean, I'm sure they buy stuff from other places.
Yeah,
but,
but the money goes to help our fellow Iowans pay their rent and also do their hobbies. So we love that.
They have super cool stuff.
They do,
including something that we're giving away this week. Let me move.
Let's
gross, disgusting Nurgle
We're moving
boys.
Gross, disgusting Nurgle boys.
What are we giving away?
That's the question.
Let's
not break any models.
Let me tell you. I know, right? I'm
Let's move them all the way over.
It's big.
Oh, okay. It's, it's big. That's what she said.
We are giving away a full Warhammer 40,000 Command Edition starter set.
Yes.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. This comes with terrain. This comes with lots of models. This comes with Necrons. This comes with Space Marines. It's got all this
terrain. It's got all of these Necron models. It's got all these Space Marine models. Listen, if you don't know someone who plays Space Marines or Necrons, you get to become that person.
Exactly.
By having this.
This is an amazing giveaway. This is our best giveaway yet outside of if we get to 600 subs with Tabletop Titans.
Yes.
This is something our goal is with Jay's is to give away something like this maybe once a quarter.
Once a quarter.
So every 3 months we will have, a amazing giveaway. This is going to be the first one, and we're really excited about it because this is a big deal. So, like I said, if you're not a Patreon person, this is the time to get in because 2 chances to win it. Amazing. And if you're watching this, if you're subbed, get into Discord, connect your YouTube account so that you can have the chance to win this because this is amazing. This one doesn't cost us anything. All the other giveaways have come out of our pocket. This is the first one where Jay's has decided to back us 100%.
Yeah.
They believe in us. We believe in them. This is what the results of growing the community, buying the things there, you guys going there and shopping, us going there and shopping, you guys helping us. This has all come together because of you guys. And so we want to give back. And this is what this is.
That's right. So if you guys want this,
Please.
Get in there. Get in the Discord, connect yourself. Now, there's everything in this is amazing. It
really is.
There is a full-scale Warhammer 40,000 core rulebook, which might not be relevant in like a month, but everything else in this
is relevant.
Is 100% relevant and 100%.
What is the original price of this box? I don't remember. I think it's at least over $100 at least.
Oh, it's
at least
close to $200.
Yeah, I assume it's a $200 box because the one that's above this was $300. This is a $200 box that you're getting for free for subscribing.
That's right.
Joining our Discord, linking your account. It doesn't get more free than that with minimal effort, and we're happy to give it away. So,
absolutely.
So again, this is a big thank you from Jay's because you guys are supporting us and supporting them. Jay's has felt confident to give us this to give away. Amazing. And all we ask in return is subscribe, give us a like, drop those comments, and help us keep growing.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend about Improbable Wargaming.
Yes.
Tell them, hey, there's this really cool channel. They do awesome battle reps. Some of them look pretty good.
We're getting better all the time, for sure. There's been growing pains, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I'll tell you about this is for us, which has made it fun too, is we like learning, right? I had to go from knowing nothing, which is what we knew. Like over a year ago, we knew nothing. And
about running a YouTube channel and doing all
trying to create this content, right? And we literally put like 6 months of talking into it, buying things, starting, experimenting. This man spent hours initially trying to figure out how to make this look as where it is now. And then from there, me stepping in and catching up to him and adding more cameras and trying to improve the quality. It's been an amazing road trip. This is our hobby, honestly. I've spent money on it like a hobby. If this was a 40K army, I went overboard in a lot of ways. Yeah. But I've loved doing it. I love hanging out with everyone. I love meeting people. That's the cool thing I didn't get to tell you. When I was in Manchester, so when I was in LVO, I had one person stop me and say, "Hey, guy from Improbable Wargaming." Mm-hmm. When I was in England, I had 5 people do it. It was crazy. It was amazing to meet people from across the pond who were watching us and supporting us. And we love meeting you guys, and we love going to Jay's on Fridays and meeting more of you. So keep that in mind. On Fridays, we are there. We are there not playing each other. We're there to play with you guys.
That's right.
And talk the hobby. So let's keep growing together, adding cool content, and hopefully, like I said, the main thing is I'm either going to be gone for 2 weeks for family or 3 months. The sooner I'm back, the sooner we'll keep doing cool stuff. We're going to keep the channel going. Nothing's really going to change. Giveaways are still going. Everything's going to be amazing. And we just, keep growing with us. Tell your friends about us. I don't know. All that good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm excited. You can tell I'm kind of in my manic period at the moment. Probably talking really fast.
I'm just letting Hoxer know on the Discord that he won the World Leader model.
Wonderful. So either way, the best thing I can tell you is I remember our first month of streaming. We had 5 subs.
Yeah.
And they were all family.
Yeah, it was all of us.
It was all of us, family, friends. That was it. And I remember for like the next 2 months, our growth was so slow. I think on the second month we had 10, maybe 20. We loved talking to those of you who decided from the beginning to join us. But man, it was definitely intimidating. And I have to say, now we're only 8 away from 400 subscribers. It's to be able to start to have the stream and have 10 or 12 of you guys hanging out with us. I just want to say thank you.
It's really cool.
We just appreciate the fact that there are so many options out there for content creators for you guys to choose. Some of them are massive and some of them are tiny. And the fact that you've fell in love with us, if you will, enjoy hanging out with us. We just really appreciate you more than you know, and that's why we try so hard to add Monument Hobbies so that we can get you guys hooked up with. I love watching him do this. Luckily, it looks like it's magnetized.
It is magnetized. That's the reason that it happened. Because I put my thumb on something that was magnetized. The best part, just taken off in the first place.
The best part about Hobby Stream is, I remember the other time. Remember when I poured all that toxic glue all over the table?
Yeah, and we got high.
And we got high and giggled for like an hour. There's always something happening on Hobby Stream. I can't say it ever goes perfectly each stream, but we have a good time doing it for sure. Let's see what we got here. It's all floor, so still cool to have the
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot you could do with that, so for sure. Let's see what we got here. Mike's talking. Hey everyone, I have a favor to ask. Please tell at least 2 people outside of here about the giveaway. Invite others to this Discord. Yes, please. I mean, the best way to talk about this channel is through word of mouth. Most people, right, they'll see our channel and they move on. But if you tell your friends, tell your buddies you're playing these games with about, then we can grow. And then there's a lot of things that come with that, right? Improve the giveaways, improve the content, there's a lot of cool stuff. And then potentially you see us break models more often and do funny things. My favorite thing is,
I just got some texture paint on it that
oh no, I know. Travis is always good about getting paint somewhere where it doesn't belong. I remember you had that one beautiful model and you were like, oh no, and I look and you put that white all over the, and you're like, no, I can fix it. I
did fix it.
You did.
I did fix it.
Oh my goodness.
I'll need a little bit more touch up on it.
Yeah. Well, Mike won't mind so much.
No, it's all good.
He's a real nice guy. I mean, Matt, not Mike. Sorry, Matt Anderson, Mr. Anderson. But yes, if you want to see Travis bust your models up, all you have to do is contact him directly, and he will do it. He will do it for free.
Take good care of these.
That's the new content we'll make, right? We have people from the Discord donate a model they don't love, and we destroy it on stream somehow. and then we make it for all of you to love.
Have you seen like Linus Tech Tips?
No, what's up with that one?
Oh, sorry. He's just a really big like tech YouTuber.
Okay, yeah.
But he's also notorious for like accidentally.
Oh, like, he the one that shocks himself and stuff?
No.
Okay,
he'll hold like a brand new like graphics card.
Yeah.
Like like they're doing an unboxing video and he's like holding it and he almost always drops it. It's just like no, don't drop that.
Oh my goodness. There's this one YouTuber I like watching once in a while. He is an electrical engineer.
Electro Boom.
Yeah, and he always, he's like, I'm at this point, I think it's on purpose.
Oh, no, I mean, he knows 100% what he's doing.
Yeah. I think the first time it was by accident, it went viral or something, and he's like, okay, I get it. This is what I do.
I explode capacity.
Exactly. So that is for sure. Let's see, right out. Let's get the word out and make. Well, thank you so much, Golda. Matt is gonna love the basing you're doing. Yeah, I think that he will. I don't know if he was planning on one basing jar for 4 models, but that's okay.
And that's just when I asked him. I was like, well, first of all, there's still a lot of stuff in
there.
There is crazy, and also these models.
I just want to be honest. When you watch him base, though, come on, he's digging in there like it's peanut butter, and he's making a sandwich. Let's be honest.
Who's talking right now?
I'm talking.
Can we look at your peanut butter and jelly bases on your knife?
I don't disagree. I don't disagree that I do peanut butter on my style, but when I did it slowly and methodically.
Why?
Because I don't know. I was afraid to get it on the model.
and yet they look anyway.
Oh no! Oh no! He's going for the blood. But yeah. So either way, they look amazing. They're gonna be great when they're done.
No,
you just won't have any basing texture left when he's done.
I need to get myself some good. This granite stuff.
Oh
yeah. The
dude,
stuff.
I've got the brown earth. I use the red I'm using the red earth on my Drakari. I love it. It's so vibrant. It goes on so easy. I would say the only thing I will note, let's say if you're using Vallejos, it's a little wetter. So all that means is it takes a little longer to dry. But outside of that, it's amazing. I like that it's fine texture so that, you're putting rocks on there, the scale looks appropriate, those kind of things. They've got a white a snow one. So like if you want to just create your own color, you got that option. Or if you're trying to do a snow effect, it's there too. And they've got many more. I only got the 3. He's got the granite that I didn't have, and it looks like he got.
Of course, and then
He's got the concrete.
The fine one.
Because there's 6 of them, and then the other thing that's going on with Monument, they're supposed to be making an announcement of a new color line this month at some point from heard. So when that comes out, of course, in our Discord, we will let everyone know. And we will have, like I said, at some point where if you don't see the links on this channel or this stream, check out our other ones. There's links to Monument with the 15% discount and all that stuff. And go check them out. If worst case scenario, wait a little bit. When the new colors come out, you may want them. If you don't have any of their colors, you don't have to wait. Check out their line. They have 96 colors currently available. Between washes and inks and the standard colors, you're not going to go wrong. You're going to be happy.
They're all good.
They really
all
are.
of them. I haven't run into one that I'm like, nah.
I've been real happy. They are really good through the airbrush and all that. So you're going to be happy with them. I mean, I'm still using some of the GW paints. I'm not going to lie and act like I'm only using there.
I mean, it's tools to add to your arsenal, right?
Exactly. But it's nice to have those extra tools. It's nice to, my kind of arsenal is I've got a few things for Vallejo, or like my go-tos, my couple metallics from there. Then there's the a couple washes and a couple of the contrast paints that are just amazing from GW. But when it comes to just pure colors, like the titanium white and all the other colors they have, rich with pigments, easy to use, you're not going wrong, and you get twice the volume for the same price.
And they're pretty matte, which is what I really like. I love paints that like I can add a gloss factor to a paint. That's not hard to do.
Sure.
It's hard to you can't take away a gloss factor. So like if you put a paint on something, you're like, oh, it's shiny. I didn't like that.
Yeah, that's what null oil's for.
That's tough. Yeah.
No, agreed, but no. So I mean, just stuff to be aware of. I mean, you don't have to buy anything that you don't have to do that stuff. If you can't, do the links and support the channel that way, that's fine. A sub, a like, or don't worry about that. I have to say, Matt did an unbelievable job on these Nurgles. They were just, and the funny thing, he has the same story as myself. We got in, in 3rd edition, played a bunch, and then took a break, right? He's like myself and many people after COVID and during COVID, we've kind of come back to the hobby. I've been back for over 2 years now, and Matt has been back like months. Not lose his paint at all. The man is a good painter. So for sure. Holy cow. And he did really well in his first RTT. He actually would have won his first game, but he made a mistake, and he was such a sportsman, and he decided to forfeit his first game because he felt that his error was so gross that it was the right thing to do. Not many people would do that. So I mean, good on to him for being such a sportsman. He still went 2-1. He potentially could have won it with the way he was playing and stuff. And so you have to, knows what he's doing. Too bad he can't go to the team event. It's too bad I had to drop out of the team event as well. Hopefully we got a replacement for me.
We did.
Good, and then I can have my money back.
The Penguin guy, Chris, taking your spot.
Oh yes, Penguin's a good. Yep. That's a good replacement.
Tyranids.
Yes, the Nids will be good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great substitute. And he will do honor by my name. I hope. Oh, and then that reminds me, I'm going to be there. All the T-shirts. Let me go grab those real quick while you're.
They're here.
Yeah. Talk it with them. I'll go grab the T-shirts.
We have T-shirts. We got brand new ones. If you don't have one, too bad.
There's something to.
Oh yeah. Hang on. Steve will come over here, and there's more to talk about. Whether or not you want more T-shirts.
So I'm going to tell you the long of the story. My wife always tells me I tell too much information, but I feel like these are gifts. I'm giving him lots of gifts. He's amazing. They're little plastic sheets for when you're printing and stuff.
Rubber fit. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm trying to pay you back for being probably the bestest friend who is not my brother but acted like a brother you could have. So either way, here's our shirts. Right, front, back. Now, we had 12 people order shirts, including myself. I ordered a couple for myself. to get you guys the price that I got you, I bought 12 more. Get us to where we can get it. Now, we're not making any money off these shirts. By the time we were done discussing the price and everything, when I went to actually order, they raised the price again. These shirts literally cost $20 each. You have 12 extra. They're an XL. You're welcome to buy them. But like I said, we're making no money off these. These were made because a lot of people asked for them. And because we have new sponsors, all that stuff, we decided to do it. But like I said, we're not making any money. This is purely a gift that we bring to you. I sacrifice some of my own, my own pocket money to bring the cost down so that you guys can have these. Okay, so I'm going to hand them over to him, except for the 12 shirts that I paid extra, because those shirts are for a couple things. One, we'll probably give a couple away, potentially in a giveaway in the future. If you decide you want one, we got them. He can pick them up because they'll be here if he needs them. But so if you decide, change your mind, want a shirt, we got XLs, got 12 of them. So they'll be here for you. And then you guys will work out with my homie here how to get the other ones. And then though I think we have 1 or 2 that might be shipping out. And those ones will get out to you as well. But they're here. And we will get them to you at first opportunity. And those of us that are going to tournaments, you're getting yours.
Yeah,
that's what you got. Let me get these out of the way. But we got these. They're here, and they look pretty good. You know, they're not exactly the same quality as the ones we wear on stream, but those ones also cost a whole lot more money. But they are overall nice. They're a little lighter shirt. They're gonna be good in the summer. They're great summer shirts. They're breathable and all that. But the ones that we wear on stream are a little heavier and all that. But they also cost
so much more money.
They cost a lot more money. Yeah. There's another reason why we didn't do it, because otherwise it'd be $30+ a shirt.
Yeah,
and we decided
somewhere with 25, somewhere in there. Yeah,
yeah,
25,
basically $30. By the time it was all said and done, taxes and all that, it was $30. So this was 20. We saved $10.
Maybe in the future, when we get to thousands of people watching us and everyone knowing our names, we'll get nicer T-shirts at $20 a piece when we can order honestly, like 1,000 of them. But
yeah, exactly. When you order them in the thousands, the price changes a lot. When you're only ordering 24, it's not as good.
Yeah, it's a bit different, right? Yeah. At that point, you're calling them and saying, "Hey, I have a special order put in, not just like an online."
Oh yeah, for sure. But we got those. I just want to make sure everyone's aware we do have those. And like I said, I bought extra. And we for you. So, hey Sonia, sorry I didn't mention you a second ago, but good to see you.
That's Hawks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you have too many names.
It's just
You're confusing me.
They're a dual identity.
No, I get you. But either way, very quickly. You ordered a shirt. We got that. You won a prize, so we'll make sure we get your prize and your shirt to you. So congratulations for winning. As the Rock, the Annihilator. I will rub it on my armpits. Here you go. When you get it, you can sniff it. Not kidding.
185.
185 for that giveaway box.
Mike put some details.
So that's amazing. 185. That is a great giveaway. Super cool. And congratulations to Sonia for winning. Lucky. Let me see. So, what else can we talk about? Because you're still basing.
Yeah, I'm on Manic. They're on the big ones. Yep. Have to dry. I'll probably just leave here.
The big thing. Oh yeah, and come get them whenever. Mm-hmm. That's fine.
Well, I'm gonna play them on Friday.
Oh, so, even better. You hear it here first. Nurgle's playing on stream. It'll be great.
And I'm playing against Isaac's Thousand Suns.
Oh, that'll be real fun.
So it'll be heck of a dueling chaos.
Yes. Yeah. It's too bad I won't be here. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, so like as soon as the stream's over, I'm packing the last few things, getting stuff loaded in the vehicle, and then we'll wake up about 7 is when we're leaving.
Oh, good. You'll be at Kansas. Cool. I don't have to ship anything.
Oh, you don't ship anything? Oh, perfect. Oh, perfect. And we'll see you in Kansas.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Because Sean, the
Sean's gonna be there.
He won the thing.
Yeah, and we're gonna see him in too.
Yeah, and then
Sonia's gonna be there. Perfect. Well, then all the things taken care of.
You're gonna have to tell me your real name.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that I bet Sonia will introduce themselves.
That's possible
when you're there. Yeah. It'll be pretty easy to find him because he's doing the teams, and then it's a smaller group. You should be able to find them easily. So that'll be really good.
Unless this YouTube name is your real name.
And then there we go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming if they say, "Hey, my name's Sonia from your Discord/YouTube," it'll click.
Well, now anyone could have seen this video, and I haven't
That's true.
said that. I'd be like, "Who are you?" No,
Prove it. ID.
prove it.
Well, message privately, whatever. We'll get it figured out. Yeah. Yeah, because wouldn't that be funny? Like, hi, my name's Sonia. It's okay to finally meet you. You're like,
Oh, okay. Here's your thing, and then
teacher.
someone else comes up. Hey, I'm like,
fake. Yeah, so probably DM him your real name, and that way we don't have that issue. Just not the last name.
This is the Forge World.
Oh, is this the Forge World?
Yeah,
oh, it's got weight because it's Forge World.
Yeah, because it's solid resin.
This one explains why it's expensive because it's solid.
Yeah.
It looks good. The rust effect on it. Oh dear. I am amazed. You got eyes in there. Amazing job, Mr. Anderson. When you get a chance, if you see this, you did good, sir. You did good. Can I see the one with the horns?
Yeah,
like there.
Rotigus.
Yeah, I've never seen this one.
Rotigus, the
Rotigus.
named Great Unclean one.
Oof, just cool as hell. Unbelievably good quality. Man, what a kill! You can see the bugs coming out of the mouth. It's almost like this is Boogity from you know what I mean, Nightmare Before Christmas. Yeah. I'm the boogeyman. No, I love it.
It's so funny, like reading the books, and like, I read a book where Rotigus is a character in the book, and he talks or whatever, and like hearing his like how he talks and like what he's like in the book, and then seeing his model, I'm just like, oh god, like it's entirely different. Like, he's very like, I don't know, he's just kind of. It's weird to think of something like this just like having a conversation with you. Like,
that reminds me, thinking of the books, like I have to ask you a question, and maybe people in chat can kind of jump in on this as well. So I bought a Xenos collection, right, audiobooks for the flight to take, and I got to listen to some of the Yanari stories. The only complaint I had is as soon as the Yanaris got the thing they were after, the story just ended there. You didn't get to hear what they did with them. Like, I'm assuming there's a second book or something that goes. Awesome. So like in that Xenos collection, I think they gave me book one of everything.
Sure.
And then you have to get the other books.
Yeah, the first one's free.
Well,
not free, but it's like enticing you.
Yeah. So that was the only part that was sad. Is like okay, we got this special relic that we So like for example, Yanari went into Nurgle's garden, and got this special item. They had to fight a demon of Nurgle, and it was amazing to hear the fight, to learn the story. I love elves in general, because they're talking about the final battle, what's coming, and of course we all know elves are gonna be a big part of that, and so it was just really amazing to hear the stories. And then of course while they're in another one of the stories, they go to the Black Library, where my Harlequin people are from, and they're the guardians of, and the Yanari go on another adventure. Through into this part of the library that had been taken over by She Who Thirsts, and it was just interesting how you get to see how the demons play mind games with the elves and things like that. And then they finally, so what happened in the one where they go to the library, there's so many stories, but one of the missions the Yanari were going to meet this prophet, and when they finally get there, I can't remember his name now. Suddenly, he is the founder of the Dire Avengers. So he's legend beyond legend, right? And he chooses to go with them, and they're like, "Oh, I can't believe you're choosing to go with him." He's like, "I'm not choosing to go with you. I'm here because the Fates brought me, and I want to see what the Fates have in store for me. So I'm going with you." Not
space hippies.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know what. He's like, I don't know what's gonna happen when I go on this adventure with you.
I go where the universe takes me.
But the universe brought me here, so let's continue.
Yeah.
Right, and so they go on this adventure, and it was just, it's really, when you see I can understand why people hate the elves, right? Because they're so fast and they hard to hit and stuff. And in the books, they really illustrate this of like they're fighting this 3-headed demon, right?
Yeah.
And they're like sliding underneath it as it it's trying to bite them and doing all that stuff. And then what was really neat is then when they retreat, because it's Cerberus mixed with Hydra, right? So every time they cut a head off, a new Cerberus grows. It's like, so then they fall back after they lost 12 members of their party, and they notice the beasts don't chase them. So then, of course, the founder of the Dire Avengers thinks, they're only reacting to our violence. They're not reacting to us. So then he chooses to walk out with his weapon stowed, right? And nothing attacks him. They're growling at him and looking menacing, but they don't mess with him. And they walk past. And so that was, it was just interesting things like that in the lore. But like I said, the only sad part is they would achieve their goal and the story ends. And so that was like, oh, come on.
One of the things I felt, I think
I didn't know if that happens in the other books.
I think it just depends on who wrote the book.
Okay.
Honestly. Because like
that's a good question.
So one of my absolute favorite Black Library authors is Dan Abnett.
Okay.
I've read a lot of Dan Abnett books so far, and I have not read one that I didn't know. Like, they've been very good.
Well, I enjoyed all mine. They just felt like they cut off.
But one of the things that he does super well is even when he's writing in a series, every book is kind of its own self-contained.
Oh, okay.
So like there's a beginning, middle, and end to every single book, and you don't necessarily feel like at the end of it you're like, oh, I have to read the next one. Or just like, okay, well that was the story.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like he wrote the Eisenhorn series, follows a Inquisitor by the name of Eisenhorn.
Oh, sure.
And there's 4 books I think in the series, but like the 4th one is like a collection of short stories. And the 3 main ones, they go in order, right? It's like the overall story is the story of his career as an Inquisitor, right? But each one is kind of its own separate story of like a section of his.
Basically. Oh, okay, I see.
So yeah, I really appreciate that of like certain black. Yeah, no, it's
the guy who wrote the books I was watching, his last name was like Thovin, something like that. I mean, they were all well written. The voice actors were quite good. I got to listen to False Prophet of the Wa story, which was like an hour and a half long. So it was a short story. That one was amazing because Admech had kidnapped a weird boy and were experimenting on him, and they figured out how to activate a false Wa. But this Wa would cause orcs to fight each other or whatever's near, and not specifically organized into an enemy. And to see the orcs interact with each other, I mean, the orcs, it's hilarious because they have a very strong clan feelings, and they're like, shut up, moon boy, you don't know what you're talking about, right? They do that kind of stuff. They find joy in killing and torturing their friends, if you will. Like, so the moon boy we're talking about, he was the leader of the Bad Moons, and he was a Bad Moon Speedwa, right? This guy was running, and when they were dealing with this fake Wa, they're all fighting each other, and they finally turn it off, right? And then they're laughing because they're like, well, at first they're like, oh, let's chase these Admech, or as they call them, strange Hume mech boys. Let's chase them, and then the one guy's like, but boss, there's this amazing fight of orcs. Orcs are fighting orcs right now, and Space Marines and Admech over here, because all the scientists run, right?
Right.
But can we participate in the fight? It's a really good fight. Why are we leaving the fight? It's like, and he's like, oh, that's a good point. But instead of attacking the Marines or attacking the Admech, he's like, hey, there's that moon boy. Let's wreck his vehicle. That'll be good fun. And he's driving in a big freaking Stampa, and he's like, just opens up in the middle of all these orcs and stuff. It just opens up on the moon boys, blowing up their vehicles and stuff and laughing. Just like, this is all good fun. So, you got to see, like, where I did love the elves, but the elves are very, like you said, they're hippies, they're serious, they're very much talking about prophecy in the future, saving their people. You go to the orcs, and they're just having a good time while problem solving, right? Yeah. And I loved it. My favorite character was the main character is a mech boy, not mech boy, a big mech, if you will. Yeah. And his assistant mech, he's training and all that stuff, he talks like an intellectual. So, because like there's this one scene where he's like, the mech guy's like, boy, there's those Humies, those weird Humie mech boys. They're real weird. They talk real strange. And then the guy's like, but boss, if your culture collapsed for 10,000 years, wouldn't you be strange? there's psychological effects and traumas they went through. And I'm just sitting there laughing because this orc is literally talking like a psychologist, a well-educated guy, right? And then that same orc, when they discover the fake wall, right, and what's causing it and all that stuff, then the guy, instead of this, like, they're like, oh, let's we're gonna turn this machine off. This guy's like, oh, that's they figured out how to tap into the Krogan psychic link. That's what's going on, boss.
This guy's too smart.
He's too smart, right? But he's using technical terms and all that stuff. And then the funny thing is, the boss is like, you need to learn to speak like a mech boy. You don't speak proper, you know. And it was, so the orc story was hilarious. There's like 3 parts to it. It was basically 3-hour story. Another amazing part of the story was where they go into this crashed orc ship, and it was a crashed blood axe ship, right? And they're going in there to find orcs and find equipment and all that stuff. And what they find is grots everywhere, and the grots had killed all the surviving orcs and were socialists. They're like, throw off your chains, brothers, raise a fist, and all that stuff. And then the funny part is, while this one grot is talking and telling everyone what to do, they're like, hey, we agreed no leaders. You're not in charge. We're in charge. We vote. And he's like, oh, no, you're right. I'm not the leader, but you have to listen to me. It was hilarious, like this, like seeing this. And then, like, they run it, like, when the mech guy's there and he has his favorite grot with him, right? They're yelling at him, come on, brother, throw off your chains and help us overthrow the orc, overlords. And he's like, no, I like my boss, and then he kills that guy. So it was, it was hilarious, for sure. I loved, like, the grot, like, when they were coming to the vehicle, and the grot's like, I don't like this, boss. I just want to go home, boss. And the mech boss is like, oh, you can go home. He's like, I can, boss? He's like, yeah, in my belly. When I eat you, you can go home then. So it was, and he's like, no, boss, no, don't eat me. I don't want to be eaten, boss. No. And he's like, pulls out a gun. He's like, boss, no, boss, no. And he's like, I'm going to give you my second best shooter. You guard the bike, and I'm going in here. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, thank you, boss. Thank you, boss. It was hilarious, Oh, and the best part, they make fun of orcs shooting there too, right? The orc gets scared, right? The orc mechs get scared, and he shoots, right? And he totally misses and puts a big hole in the wall. And then the grot's like, did you do that on purpose, sir? You do that on purpose? He's like, yes. That's what this gun's for. It's for putting holes in walls. That's why I did it. I wasn't scared. I just needed to put a hole in that wall. He's like, okay, boss, whatever you say.
My whole wall shooter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. So I was like dying. Like, this story is great. The orcs, they made me love orcs even more. Yeah. Because it's pure shenanigans and silliness, the whole story.
There's orcs in the Necron.
Yeah.
The fine. That's their.
Yeah.
Like, there's one point where, like, the orcs are boarding a Necron.
Yep.
And Necron ships, basically by design, are just like, they're just hard vacuum because Necrons don't need air to breathe.
Yep.
And they don't care about temperature or anything like that. So like Necron ships, like, you board a Necron ship and there's no air in a Necron ship, like, at all.
I remember you told me this before.
So yeah, the orcs like are like boarding, like, there's these boarding ships or whatever are going into the thing, and like, one of the Necrons, like, turns to Trazen. Do orcs have to breathe? And Trazen's like,
I don't know.
We better deploy, like, the warriors to at least, like, defend them, like, just in case they don't have to breathe, because maybe not. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't know what these orcs are doing. Yeah,
like, I assume they do, but maybe not.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, yeah, orcs are hilarious for sure. One thing I loved, what I learned about the stories, which was really neat, I didn't know this really, is that from the false Waaagh one, is that when orcs hear the Waaagh, what happens is normally orcs will start to produce spores when they die, right? And more orcs will be born later. But when they hear the Waaagh, orcs will shoot off spores and while fighting, while everything, so that literally hordes of orcs are being born around you in the middle of this brawl kind of mentality, right? So that was really neat to hear, and that's why, because like the orcs were like, a wall's coming, a wall's coming, and then the freaking mech guy's like, there's no wall coming. We're in the middle of nowhere. We're starving to death. Why would a wall be coming here? You know what I mean? And next to know, like, also like orcs are like exploding from the ground, and they're like, I told you a wall's coming, So it was that was pretty amazing, and getting to learn a little bit more about the orcs, like as Krogan, and how they de-evolved because of the Eldar and all that stuff, and it was it's really amazing. It makes you wonder if they'll ever, like, if they get big enough of them, they'll they keep evolving as there's more and more of them. So in theory, if there's enough of them, they'll become Krogan again, right? In theory, because the older they get, the bigger they get, the smarter they get, etc. So, it's really interesting. It was like there was this one part where the orc were fighting guardsmen, and it's so funny when this it was a Krieg or a Krieg guy. He pulls out this knife, and the orc's like, I wouldn't even use that knife to clean my teeth, and he's fighting him, and then the Krieg Marine sticks the blade right in his arm. He's like, he looks at him and goes, "You're pretty good for a Umi," and then the human tries to pull the knife out, and he just headbutts him and kills him with a headbutt. And he's like, human head versus orc head, no competition.
Yeah.
He just kills him with a headbutt. And what I love about too is like the other thing that happened in that combat, right? So these two Krieg Marines see him, and they drop their weapons on him. Like, he's like, oh, these aren't like normal humans. Normal humans run when they see an orc. These guys drop their guns on me.
Kriegs are like, yes, finally, death. All right, bring it on. Let's go. Yes.
Exactly. So this orc, who's a flame boy, he sits there and he's like, he clicks the switch on his flamer from to that's how they described it. So the cutting, and he cuts their weapons as they try to bring it on him. So he slices them in two, and then like I said, he kills the one, the other one runs, right? So then he puts it back on the whoosh, and he just flames the dude as he runs. Whoosh, and he's just laughing the whole time.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the next thing he does is like this buggy zooms by, and he literally jumps on. He's like, that way, there's more humans that way, and they just zoom off, and they're going. And what I love the best part is they're like, when they approach this more Krieg Marines and our Krieg guys, the guy's like, okay, I'm getting out. And in the book, the guy's like, and the speed boy slowed down ever so slightly.
It's just like
just enough,
just tap on the brakes,
just enough for him to
accelerator.
Just enough so he could survive the jump. And he hits the ground and just hits the flamer on him immediately, and it was great to hear that kind of stuff, where like when you listen to the orcs, we think of them as kind of dumb, let's go, but the reality is, when it comes to battle, they know, and fighting, they are not stupid. They're more like they come off dumb, but it's more because they're just blissfully enjoying the battle. You know what I mean? And they definitely think they're smarter than everyone else. For sure. So and you can't blame them when they're taking stuff and redoing. Oh, hey, and that reminds me, Mr. Flock. I don't know if you, because I know the stream died and came back. We finally got everything sorted. If you want to see the breakdown, at least a decent breakdown of my different games and kind of how I felt they went, it's earlier on, so you're welcome to rewind back if you want, or watch it later about my games and what I think I did wrong and what I can improve. That's there for you. I know he requested a bit of a breakdown, so I did that for you earlier. So hopefully you like. So yeah, but either way, I'm kind of like, it's weird. I'm in this weird spot of both excited about what I've been doing the last couple weeks and nervous about what's coming. Right, so it's a weird place to be right now. Oh yeah,
take care of your family, and we'll be here.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Exactly. Well, Mr. Flock won't be. Mr. Flock, if I don't get to see you by the time you leave, because I know you go to the tournament and then you're heading off. If I don't get to see you, I want to let you know that you've been amazing to teammate. You've been amazing to learn from, to play against. I really do appreciate you. And I'm going to miss you a lot. Stay in touch. Please, please. Mr. Flock is moving far away. We won't get to the. I mean, he is literally, and this is no offense to Travis, but he is literally the best Necron player I've ever met. He's super knowledgeable. Even when they weren't their best, he was playing them and winning with them, which is a lot. What tells you the one thing? I mean, there's one thing to know about this game. Yes, armies get nerfed, armies get buffed, but he is an example of a person who can win even with an army that is not at its. And that really, to me, says a lot. One, that he stayed loyal to the army he loves. He learned how to win when others could not. And truly a humble man. The man doesn't brag. If you were to walk up to him and play a game, he is by no means cocky. He's not disrespectful. He is an amazing sportsman. So if you haven't met him, get the chance to shake that man's hand, play him a game. You will be blessed for it. And our community is definitely lesser because he's leaving. You know, it's too bad that he has. But you do what you gotta do, right? And then Travis, you know, he'll give me crap about him not being the best guy ever. Like he's good in other things. He kisses like no. You gotta try it. I wouldn't know though, but I've heard stories. Calvin talks a lot. Calvin kisses and tells, baby.
Yeah, keep his mouth shut.
You know, when you know each other since you're like 4, and before there was girls, there was each other. I mean, mistakes were made.
We met each other like right out of high school.
I know, but college. My story is way better than yours. Don't ruin this. My story's way better. So, okay, he admits it. He was 18, 19 when they were kissing. And he liked it. It was real close. It was going to be his wife or Calvin. His wife won. What are you going to say? He's not going to miss me while I'm gone at all.
You're leaving tomorrow, right?
I'm leaving tomorrow. There will be. Oh, no. It's over, people. But too funny. They're looking good. I think it's a good exchange, right? You get to use the army. He gets master crafted bases done. Even though I do think that he could have done a good job, because clearly look at his paint job. He could have done a good job. But it is nice not to have to work.
Yeah, we're gonna get some green, gross, like toxic pools on the big bases,
I love it.
And we got some grass tufts we'll get on there too. Grass tufts make everything look good.
They really do help. Even just a single grass tuft suddenly brightens it all up.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. It's amazing. Yeah. It's too bad we don't have tiny little mushrooms to stick all around there. I would love that. Ooh,
Vlog's here till the end of June. Appreciate you guys and what you guys have done for the community. It has been my pleasure to get to know you guys. I may be leaving, but I will be back to visit and check in. We really appreciate it, Vlog. And, you know, you can always tune into the stream from wherever you're at.
Exactly. We'll always love to see you hang out with us.
Eric Wall corrected you there. It's the Crorks.
The Crorks.
The Krogan were the warrior race from Mass Effect.
Well, I did play Mass Effect, all of them, so you have to forgive me for actually.
I mean, let's be real. The Krogan were basically orcs.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I'll
give you that.
You know.
But no, anyway, Krogan, Rugen, whatever they're called, they're still cool. I love that someone had created that art I shared on our Discord where there was one carrying a poor blue boy, which I thought just because you like blue boys, I had to share it.
Yeah.
Because you get to really see how big they are.
Yeah.
My goodness, that Space Marine was in his hand.
Yeah.
So it helped that the craft worlds had large space fleets that could destroy them from orbit. Right? So because that really is what happened. So I mean, and you had
they had to clean up after the Necrons left.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, we don't have the Necrons anymore, so we don't need the Krogan.
Necrons. Like, well, let's go to sleep. You guys can fight it out. We'll see you guys in.
Well, I thought it was interesting because the crafts, the Eldar thought they had destroyed enough of the Tomb Worlds to make them ineffective.
Yeah,
and then of course they got a little busy too.
All according to plan.
All according to plan, but there were still enough left. And then who is the guy, the Necron, who's basically the herald of the awakening, going from Tomb World to Tomb World, waking him up. I don't know. I saw a book. I was thinking about getting, but then I realized it's a Necron book and changed my mind. But it was an interesting little intro about this herald. Basically, he feels it's time for the Necrons to wake up.
Sure.
And he's going from Tomb World to Tomb World, waking them up and getting them ready to, for the final protocol, if you will. At least that's what I'm calling.
Yeah.
So it was. If you haven't found it, you should look it up because like it would be. Yeah. So hence that's why the Necrons are waking up all over the places, primarily because of him. So it was really neat. I did see that there was 2 Silent King in there too that they looked at.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the Silent King stuff. I've read some of the stuff of like his like scientists or whatever working on things. Because like they have like some sort of technology that like basically flattens.
Oh wow!
Like literally, like the warp within like a whole solar system of this device is just like it doesn't exist.
That's good technology.
It's not stopped. It's not whatever. It just is. It does, and that's like basically in a nutshell, the Silent King is to basically kill the warp.
That's a good plan.
Like everywhere, and it's like okay, well.
I can get behind this.
Yep. No, that's no. You know, and the Necrons they don't use the warp for interstellar travel.
Yeah, they don't need it.
Yeah, they just science their way across the galaxy.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it's like you flatten the warp, and there's no warp travel. There's no warp gods. There's no there's no chaos.
Well, that was something that I learned too with a lot of the lore. Like, and maybe other people. Forgive me. I've never when I first started playing the game, I only wanted to play it. I didn't really care about the lore. And then when I come back, now I'm really interested in lore. I'm trying to understand more about what's going on. The more I do that, the more I love the armies I love.
Yeah.
But I learned about a tower on Terra that is the beacon for all ships that travel through the warp, that have the Psyker navigators, and that's something they feed 1,000 Psykers to a day to keep operational and ships functional.
It's also the Emperor.
Yeah, but they're like the Emperor's part of that, but it's separate too. You know what I mean?
But if the Emperor died, that would go. It's the Astronomicon.
Yes,
is the name of it. Yeah,
exactly. I'm always aware of the Emperor, and I knew they were feeding children to him. But then I got to learn more of the lore where there's this additional thing going on, and that's really why they're doing it.
Yeah,
sure, it's keeping the Emperor alive, but it's also keeping this super important navigational device going. Of course, part of the galaxy no longer gets to use it.
Yeah,
but for the rest of it, it's extremely important. It makes sense. Like when I watched that Warhammer Plus show, the Blood Angels one, when they were lost in the warp, and they're just like sitting there in the final, they're like, "I hear it," you know, and they finally find their way out.
Yeah.
What they find is Gene's to the cult next, but outside of that, it was really cool. I think that's where the lore is really important. It's great to know what your stories of your army are and all that stuff, but it also makes the universe make sense. Like, why is this important? Why is it that ships get lost versus ships that don't? You know, why are they feeding children over here versus, you know, initially it's like, oh, they're just feeding the Emperor. But then you find out, no, that's not the real purpose. It's part of the purpose.
Yeah. And
then you find out all these other things are going on. And it's like, it makes the universe richer and feel more drawn in, at least for me.
The Astronomicon is also what attracted the two.
Which is another problem.
Yeah.
So there you go. Which makes sense, right? So
you put up a big beacon and say, "Hey, everybody can look at me."
Dinner bell, ding, ding, ding.
And they're like, "Ooh, yum."
So honestly, the Emperor must die.
Yeah,
it sounds like that's the thing. I mean, there's two things because we're running out of time, but we'll wrap up on a few things. I want to touch on one rumor that affects me directly is the Harlequins.
Yeah,
there's talk and it's getting louder. The rumor is that Harlequins are going to be discontinued for 10. That they will be only used as a support they will no longer be a solo faction.
Gotcha.
They will be taken as when they mentioned that you can take a detachment with special rules. They will be a detachment, is what it sounds like. And if that's the case, it is what it is, and there's nothing you can do about it. And a little bit of tear.
There's the Eldari.
But the reality is, if that is the case, and the rumors often come true, the reason behind it is that this is one of the few armies with the least amount of data sheet. And has caused yet the most trouble to hone. So if they go away for an addition, that means potentially they come back with new models in the range, and they have gone away before. So going away again, I will miss them, but at least I get to use them as a supplement.
Yeah,
and that falls into I'm going to be focusing only on Craft World, and with some Drakari thrown in because Unari stuff. Then the other one is more of the what the heck was it? my most important one I discussed. Thank you. But I guess the other rumor, it looks like to me like a lot of people are noticing this now. I think potentially GW did a bit of a bait and switch where they said that things were getting tougher. I think what they did is there's a nerf that no one's noticed yet. Some people have. Is what they did is they boosted. Like, so let's, for example, normally I could put Bellacore down with a lot of strength 4 shots. Easy with 5s and 6s. Mm-hmm. But by bumping his health up, by bumping up other vehicles' health, now you can only wound them on 6s. Effectively nerfing the bolters, basically. Bolters, shuriken pistols, shuriken rifles, all these things that have for the longest time killed more things than bigger guns. They effectively nerfed them across the board. And I think, and so even because if you look at the weapons are starting to show, and people are showing active comparisons, like that big giant Astra Militarum tank.
Right? Yeah, the Shadow Sword. Yeah.
Exactly. The damage character is the same. The number of shots are the same. The AP
shots are less. Actually.
Well, they did nerf it a little. Yeah. I apologize. A little bit less shots. AP dropped a little. But
the AP's the same.
Or is it the same? I thought it dropped by 1.
AP 5.
Oh, I thought it was 4 now. I misread that. My bad. But either way, the strength just mirrored itself by matching the toughness. So now you're still wounding things on 2s. So like I feel good about my Dominos because that's going to probably be strength 24. It's going to probably keep many of the same characteristics. It only has 3 shots, so if they nerf it, I'm going to be like, why? If they boost it, I will be thanking them. So I mean, it looks like the game, and from playing the game, like if you saw my review of 10, the game is just as killy as it was before in shooting. What felt nerfed was melee, and I think we're going to continue to see that be the case, that melee is generally nerfed, but shooting still is very killy. And so I think shooting armies are going to do well. I think that the fact that melee armies have ruled 9th edition for most of it, right? I mean, it seems like for what, out of the 2 years, 2 some months, it's been a lot of melee, and with some, I know there's some shootings that were in there. Like Tau definitely were a force of nature. Necrons were a great mid-table bully for quite a while, right? They're a mixed army.
Admech.
But they were nerfed pretty quick, right?
Orcs were a bully, and they weren't a bully for me.
No, they weren't.
They were a bully in shooting, but that was mostly an issue with aircraft.
But they also killed them within a month.
Yeah.
Everything that was super killy on a Tau got nerfed within a month. So, no, shooting is definitely...
Drukhari were around for a real long time.
But Drukhari were melee based.
They were not broken because...
No, they were broken because their points were too...
They were broken because of the like custom sub-faction you could make that let them overcharge their...
That's true. Well, that was one faction. They were in the sense that they were broken multiple ways.
But that was like the main boogeyman for a long time, and that was like 6 months.
That's true.
Insane.
That's true. And then when they fixed it, then they switched over to Thick City, which did have shooting but crazy melee and high toughness.
Yeah.
So I mean, no, it's been I guess both have been a problem. Maybe I'm over exaggerating one over the other, but it looks like at least from the beginning of 10th, it looks like a shooting army's dream, and then we'll see how it shifts.
Yeah, and I think.
That's what ultimately I'm falling to, is it looks like 10th is going to start out as vehicles and shooting.
Still, what really boils all that down is terrain.
Yeah. Like, if they don't improve the terrain, like it's an ITC event, because the biggest problem, like let's say ITC is, I like place terrain. There's an additional layer of strategy there. There is those kind of benefits, but when they give you hardly any terrain, then the armies who shoot better win. Yeah. And then GW's terrain is all right, but lacks variety. It's literally like two game board ways to play, and
3 now, but yeah,
3 now, but so 3 is a slight improvement. We need 4 probably to give enough variety, but you can memorize enough games. The one thing I've learned playing at the higher levels is building your army. Like originally, like when you're building your secondaries, right? It's a little more complicated than it is. Like, you literally want to learn how to play your army basically that way. That you always do this, and this, and then it's your opponent's job to try to stop you.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of the best players are doing. And versus other, like some people who, like myself, who like to build ones that are more interactive.
No, it's a good question, Sean. They really haven't shown any like combat oriented armies yet.
Yeah, they really have.
I mean, the closest that we've seen are Space Marines, because they can dabble.
Craft World's coming. When are they going to display Craft World? I know they're coming up sooner than later, but I can't remember how long.
Well, yeah, they haven't said.
But we're going to see Craft World in
tomorrow.
The near future.
Is Sisters of battle.
They have melee, so hopefully they'll show something.
Yeah, if they show
If
like
they
a
show the
repentia profile or something like that. I mean, the reality is some of the stuff that they have talked about for melee has piqued my interest, and that has been on the Space Marine, where it's like you have land raiders now that have the assault ramp, where it can move, things can get out and then charge after that as well, which is an insane ability for any like melee based right. And the land raiders can take Primaris as well. Like they don't care.
They fixed all that. Yep.
And so I'm looking at that and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so a land raider can take 12 models. 12 models.
Yep.
That's 2 like 5-man blade guard vet squads and lieutenants attached to those squads. Lieutenants give like exploding 6,
which is so good,
and mortals on like just like crazy and like re-rolls and like a bunch of insane stuff. We're just like, okay, cool, I can move that land raider 10 inches.
Yep.
Get things out 3 inches and then have them move another 5 inches, and then potentially if I'm in the assault doctrine, I can advance and charge them.
It's good.
And they're suddenly like, and I'm like, okay, no, that is scary melee.
Yeah,
is
and
what that is.
Exactly. And we'll see how much of that carries over, because of course we're basing some of this off of rules we already have versus what will come. So we'll see, right? We don't know if doctrines are going to survive. We don't know.
No, that's exactly what
the doctrine.
Yeah, they talked about.
I saw blue and I didn't care.
The doctrines are different. There's now 3 doctrines.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
There always has been. There's Devastator, Tactical, and Assault. Right?
Yes.
But you, in your command phase, you pick one to be active for that turn.
Oh.
And you can only pick one. Like you can only pick 3 turns to have those active, and you can't repick them.
Ooh.
So Devastator Doctrine is you can remain stationary and treat it as remain stationary.
Which is good for heavies.
Tactical Doctrine, I think you can advance and I can't remember what Tactical Doctrine is.
Okay.
But Assault Doctrine is advance and charge.
Okay, so that's
army-wide advance and charge. It's a wall.
Yeah, that's super good. That's super good.
Is what you're calling.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's super good.
Yep.
No, I agree. I mean, it's gonna be real interesting to see. Of course, I'm waiting on a Drakari. I'm waiting on elves. Orcs are going to be real interest to me, and for knights, I'm really excited just to see the toughness, all that stuff, and see what they're going to be, because there's not going to be any more wounding them on 5s. It's probably mostly wounding them on 6s outside of really big guns, which is going to be really neat. There's a lot to be seen. But like I said, playing 10th edition, truncated 10th edition, from what I saw. You're still playing Warhammer. You're not going to feel like you don't know what this game is. It's just learning new things. Having the cards in front of you, though, I have to say, especially for the first few games, those cards are so good. Because you just look, boom, right there. That's what my thing does.
There's the information. It's right there.
Yeah, so I like a lot of that. I think it's really exciting for what's coming, and I guess what's the word I'm looking for? The competitive side, which we love a lot as well, going to change up a little, for sure. Well, hey, if you're still here, you came this far, we appreciate you. We think you're amazing. As always, we're going to try to add links to this video a little later, but if as usual, check out our Discord, check out our Instagram, check out our TikTok, check out our Discord, link your stuff so you can get in the giveaways, and we're going to just keep coming at you as best we can with content. And please hang in there with us as we get through some family difficulties, and then we'll be back up to speed as quick as we can, providing the best content we can. We got tournaments coming up, so we'll be providing pictures and interesting content for that. And
tune in this Friday.
Yes,
I'm playing a game on stream.
We're gonna
playing
be
the
here
Miracle Demons.
playing.
Yeah, we're bringing them. It's gonna be a lot of fun
for sure. We're back, baby.
Yeah, Odin, thank you so much.
Thank you, Odin. Oh, so the Devastator is the advance and shoot. Thank you for that. And we love people.
Tactiles, fallback, shoot.
Ooh, I like that. That's super good. That's Harlequin stuff right there.
Yep.
But either way, like I said, we appreciate all of you. If you'll do one favor, if you're still here, when we turn this video off, refresh, leave a comment, hit the like. If you haven't subscribed, please do that. And because we haven't been saying this, and it probably should, click the bell icon so that you will get up a notification that we're live, that we're doing stuff.
That's right. So when we do a random hey, we're live thing because we forgot to
restart a computer,
publish it, you get a notification that says we're live.
Yes, for sure.
That would be helpful.
And as always, we'll see you next time.
Indeed.
I'm Steven.
I'm Travis.
Bye.